Susan Nemcek. All right. Susan Nemcek, who we tried to overpass, but unsuccessfully. No. Susan, I'm sorry. Susan is a social worker, homeopath, and in March of next year, she will be ordained as an interfaith Buddhist chaplain specializing in death, dying, contemplative end-of-life care. She holds her private homeopathic practice out of her home on Willow Farm. She lives on the farm with her husband, 4 dogs, a variety of goats, alpacas, chickens, pheasants, lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my.
No. Which brings to mind, Susan, I was in the hospital recently and everybody thought I was dying. And I did tell the doctor, I'm not really afraid of dying. I just don't want to be there when it happens. So, and that's Woody Allen. But at this time, I'd like for you to put your hands together, give Susan, who I tried to overpass, a warm Pachakacha welcome, and let's see what she has to say.
Well, as long as my slides follow me, I'm in good shape. Okay. Well, welcome to the farm. What we say at Willow Farm is we're creating a life from the inside out. And that means living a healthy, balanced life in the internal world. That's the life of body, mind, and spirit. And it creates how we see the outside world and our response to the outside world. And this is the farm. And to be in balance with the outside world and the inside world, it means a connection to the natural world, creative expression, a sense of community, being of service, and contemplative practice. And this is the farm and hygiene. And yes, we escaped the floods. So we see this experience as being dedicated to developing the relationship between living an awakened life and dying with love and dignity. So everything we do comes back to this premise. All right, and peace of mind is possible in whatever our circumstances are in the outside world, wherever we find ourselves. Contemplative practice is a part of every interfaith practice, and neuroscience says that having a contemplative practice helps us be able to regulate our emotion, and be present with kindness and compassion. It helps us pay attention to life. It helps us cultivate qualities of the human spirit such as love, compassion, patience, tolerance, forgiveness, contentment, and a sense of responsibility and harmony. It brings happiness to ourselves and others. So part of this vision is using natural medicine. Because when we use natural medicine, and as a homeopath, I'm crazy in love with homeopathy, it helps balance the body, mind, and spirit, wherever the body, mind, and spirit is at. So it helps keep the mind clear. It helps strengthen the body, mind, and spirit and the vital force. And you can use it through all of the life cycles. It's absolutely brilliant medicine that is non-suppressive, which means it calls up our own resources. And so we also on the farm look at food as medicine. We have, our vision is to have plots for families to grow their own food. And this means in our vision we adapt as the body changes. We change dietary needs and the ability to as the life cycle changes, all of our ability to digest food changes as well. And as we do the correct food and help balance the body, it makes vitality increase. So at the farm, over the years, we've been a nonprofit for 5 years, and we host a summer concert series. Many of you have been there. We do world music, and our vision is to have a black box theater where we can have events all year round. We are the home stage for the Longmont Youth Services and the kids at risk. We do drum circles, bonfires. We do benefits. We did a benefit for a woman who was brutalized last summer or 2 summers ago. It's a really welcoming, homey. We held a flood relief chili supper, because in hygiene they eat supper and not dinner. And that was last Sunday, and everybody came together and told their stories about what it was like for them to be in the flood. So we are really, the vision is that we are creating community, and really the baby boomers are a part of this. Baby boomers brought birth back into the house, and they will bring death back into the house. And so that's everything in between. We really want to celebrate and acknowledge sacred passages and multi-generational living. So at the farm, we hold weddings, baby blessings. We are really committed to natural burial and natural funerals in Boulder County, believe it or not. That's a huge movement of how we move through life. Natural burials bring peace and support, and it helps move grief as we can care for our loved ones and show up and have less fear. So as we have less fear, there's an open discussion about how we love and how we care. We had a symposium just this September, and some of the topics were aging and sexuality, homeopathy, of course, contemplative caregiving, dream work and aging, the healing power of sound, Parkinson's and movement, peace and pain relief, dying consciously, moving through loss. And we had people visit our bees and our goats and feed them and just sit and be on the farm. It's that connection to nature and that connection to being on the earth that all of us need and have sometimes forgotten. And this is Louis the Tooth. And he's one of our alpacas, and he takes his job very seriously, protecting the goats and chickens from coyotes, and he thinks the baby goats are his. And and we use his fleece, and I spin his fleece. So in closing, it's been said that it isn't whether we live or die, it's how we heal into our life. Our fear of death may be more about a life not fully filled than loss of something precious. With Willow Farm, we will provide a direct opportunity for participants to directly engage in the practice of enhancing our relationships, to living an engaged life and a mindful death. Thank you. That was the fastest 6 minutes of my life.
It's interesting because, just out of curiosity, as I look out among all of you, how many of you were impacted by the flood we had here? Okay? It is amazing, and one of the things that I realized why I'm so glad I chose to live in Longmont is the amount of support and the unity, and like Susan was saying, how people step up and take on the responsibility of helping others and working together. And one of the great things about Longmont, and one of the things that we all really encounter in life, is the fact that it's not how you fall down, it's how you get up that's important in life. And like Susan was saying here, in Longmont, you can all really give yourself an applause, because Longmont stood up, and although we hear of Boston Strong and New York Strong, I think at that point, when that flood came, when it passed, and when the people of Longmont stood up and took on the responsibility of making the corrections, helping those that were damaged, it really brought out the point that yes, indeed, we do have also a Longmont strong. So right now, Longmont, you did it. And I know I was told not to talk for too long because we have a lot of speakers tonight, so I'm going to keep it short. Thank you. Good night. No.